Our national anthem this evening is being sung by Farah McGeary from the College Land Club.
Well, a very good evening, everybody, and welcome into Armagh TV, live across the Armagh-gaa socials and, of course, on Armagh TV for the second of this evening's double header. In the minor finals, we have the Division 2 Championship final between Cullville and Naomh Column. My name is Michael Lavery. I'll be your commentator for this match this evening, which is just a few minutes away from throw-in here. Referee this evening is Oliver Harty from the Belieks Club. His officials are Conor McGinnity from Derrynoose, Roisin Weathers from St Peter's and Lurgan, and Dahi O'Brien from Thomas Davies. So we'll bring you the two starting 15s just as they begin to line out. We had a bit of a scare there just before throw-in as both teams were warming up with names and numbers on the backs in blue and white, but Naomh Column have changed into green and white, and we'll bring you their team sheet first. In goals, it's number 1 Nathan Fox, a full back line of Conor Convey, Conor Rafferty and Frank Conway. Tom Fox, Cohen McElmeal, the captain, and Oisin Kelly are the half-backs. The two in the middle are Oran Scully, Dara Jordan. Half forwards then of Jaden Watt, Tyg Feeney and Ronan Burns. And then a full forward line of Dara Hughes, Aaron Rafferty and Jonah Feeney. For Cullville then their goalkeeper is TJ Cashel. Full back line of Alton Farrell, Dara Waters and Shea Lennon. Half backs are Ronan Farrell, Podrick O'Neill the captain and centre half back, and Aaron Garvey as we watch the action get underway, of course. Two in the midfield for Cullville is Owen Duffy and Joe O'Neill. Half forward are Daniel Agnew, Shane Connolly and Aaron Hughes. Finishing off then with a full forward line of Josh King, Aaron Agnew and Dylan Hoy. And it's an early possession then for the men in green and white. An amalgamation, of course, of Grange and Mahery, Naomh Column. And they have a chance to see what they can do with possession here early on in this match. And it's an early first time ball in towards the forward line. There was maybe a chance of a shot coming in there from Aaron Rafferty, but instead bundled out, and it's going to be a 45 inside the first minute of play here. Of course, if you're just joining us, Ballymacnab were the winners in the Division 4 minor final in our opener here this evening over Shamrock Gales. That match just finishing up around a half an hour ago, and we're underway with action, I should say, in the Division 2 final now, with Jonah Feeney, the man to place the 45. He's going to take it short instead to Oisin Kelly, perhaps try to work something from this move instead. And back out towards Feeney again. Might open up for a shot for him here and a chance of an early score, but it's going to hang high and up and into the air. Stay in play perhaps, and caught well by Rafferty, who turns and takes it first time on his left foot. But that effort glances across the face of goal and is wide of the uprights. So all Naomh Column so far in the opening 2 minutes. The team that finished 4th in Division 2, just one place below their opponents here this evening, Cullville, who finished 3rd in Division 2. The first kick out here from TJ Cashel. Caught well though by Naomh Column, and a chance to immediately go back on the attack with the number 10 here, Jaden Watt. Has his head up and looks now towards this right hand side. Ronan Burns, an early challenge coming in there by Aaron Hughes of Cullville, but the ball's moved quickly and up towards Oran Scully, the midfielder. Just works it back around the arc, back to Watt again. Now the number 5, Tom Fox, he recycles back out to Scully once more. And the ball's played back into a more central position now with Jonah Feeney. As the ball just gets away there from Oisin Kelly, but he does well to recover. get the ball back in his hands, and now down the line towards Dara Jordan over in that far corner. Feeney off to Scully, has a man on the inside on the run. The shot opens up here. Well, it is an opening score here for Niamh Collum. It's the number 11 Tig Feeney to open his account here this evening. So Cullville yet to touch ball. We'll see how they decide to work this kick out. Cullville led by their management team of Liam Duffy, Terence McCrease, Jimmy Traynor, Joseph Waters, Thomas McElmeal and Liam Cusack are the men over Niamh Collum. Cashell's kick goes out towards that far sideline under the stands with a decent crowd in here this evening. These, of course, rescheduled fixtures. Weather delaying the first ones, the first initial date, I should say. Now Feeney almost plays it to himself there, and he takes a shot from a tight angle. Has he squeezed it through? No, an early call from the umpire there says that's wide of the uprights. So just over 4 minutes played here in the Boxwood Athletic Grounds. This kick hangs into the midfield a wee bit more rather than going out to that far side, and now a chance for Cullville to get their first possession of the evening. It wasn't the hands there of Owen Duffy, but well dispossessed by the number 7, Oisín Kelly. And Niamh Collum have it back again, and they're hugging tight to that far sideline, and it's been signalled that the ball's went out over the sideline. It's going to be a Cullville ball. Just a bit of treatment being administered before we get play back underway here. And as I said, this match live across all the Armagh-gaa social pages here this evening. Free to view, but we do have some paid options for you coming up this weekend. We have ladies football and hurling. Well, just hurling actually, I've just heard of me here. Quick correction on that, we have hurling coming up here in the Boxwood Athletic Grounds. Information on all of that again available on the Armagh Facebook, the Armagh Twitter. And play looks to be resuming. A chance here, referee nearly dispossessing armagh-gaa at one end, and it's going to be a Niamh Collum free in here, looking to take it quickly. The solo and go was just perhaps a few yards away from where it was supposed to be, as Tig Feeney was trying his luck. This from just inside the arc. Looking to make it a 2-point game here. The effort drops short and comfortably into the hands of the Cullville defence there. The shot coming in from Jaden Watt on the free taking duties. Now a chance for Owen Duffy. Here's the number 4, Shea Lennon. Cullville being pressed back up against their own goals here as a press comes in from Niamh Collum. And they have managed to force the dispossession. Scully, who had the ball in his hands and was fouled as he was turning towards goal. And this free this time going to be taken by Aaron Rafferty. Rafferty with the head down through the strike, converts that, raises the white flag, gets his first score of the evening. It's now a 2-point lead for Niamh Collum. Almost 8 minutes played. Cashel's kick comes to this near sideline. It's short, but it's collected well by Aaron Garvey, who had to work his way back for it. And again, that pressure coming from Naomh Column. And they've worked the ball well through the hands here, and a chance now to break into a little bit of space with armagh-gaa. Crosses over the midfield, has his head up looking for his options. And he finds the number 9, Joe O'Neill, for his first touch of the evening. Now the other midfielder for Cullville, Duffy, lays it off to Garvey. Now out on this left-hand flank is Ronan Farrell. Has the support of Dylan Hoy. Duffy does well to get away from his man, gets past another, breaks through, but a good hand in there defensively. I think it was Ronan Burns was the man with the hand in. He was the one who come away with it at least. And now Scully breaking the other direction. Looking to increase their early lead here. A ball in towards the forward line. There was hands on it earlier. I think that's Rafferty in there. And a shot off the left boot by Dara Hughes. For Naomh Column's third point of the evening. And they've opened up a 3-point gap to no score here inside the first 10 minutes in the box at Athletic Grounds. And kick out, back out towards that far sideline. This time fielded cleanly by Daniel Agnew. It's one of the first kickouts that Cullville have won of their own here this evening. Now to Aaron Garvey. Changes course and goes back towards the far sideline. Garvey again. Has 3-4 men available for support here as they try to create an overload on this left hand side, just working the ball through the hands. Hoy again. Back inside is captain Pádraig O'Neill. And Hoy with a shot from distance. Is it going to curl in? Umpire signals that one has gone wide, so still no score for Cullville. But promising signs, as that's their first attack, first proper attack here of the evening, the first shot they've managed to get away. Now first kick out for Nathan Fox in the Naomh Column goals. Finds Tom Fox, his right half back. Conor Rafferty, the fullback, drives through two Cullville men to create himself a half yard of space. He's done well there. And a hand pass into space for Jaden Watt to chase, and he's done well to track it over his head and get it in under his control. And now perhaps a chance as Naomh Column come forward in numbers. Scully lays the ball off. A chance here for Feeney, who breaks through the line. Back to Scully again. Goes low and goes for goal. Great save there by Cashel in the Cullville goal, but it's not cleared yet. That ball comes off the upright there. The post from Oisín Kelly. But a great save there by Cashel in the Cullville goals to prevent a Naomh Column green flag being raised. And the score remains 3 points to no score here. Will that be an important moment in this match when we're ticking down towards Oliver Harty's final whistle at the end of the second half? Cashel's kick again, this time find another Naomh Column man, and a chance for them to go immediately straight back on the attack. Rafferty with a bit of pace, he's driving through, might think of a goal here, keeps it low. Cashel does well again. That's two big saves inside a minute there from TJ Cashel in the Cullville goals, and a ball up the line to no one here really. Sees Ronan Burns collected for Naomh Column, has a man to the inside, holds on to it for himself for the time being, and does eventually manage to thread the needle inside to Tom Fox, and now off to Jaden Watt. Fox gets it back again. And Watt back in support once more. And the play just being slowed down a little bit. Naomh Column have seen a lot of the ball. Perhaps now might want to work somewhat of a set play to get themselves into scoring position, and it'll all start with this man here, Aaron Rafferty, who's in behind already, has one score this evening. He's been fouled on his way in, and he's earned himself his free kick. Jaden Watt now the man with the ball in his hands. So it seems Watt is on the right-footed free taking duties on that far side. This is the second one he's hit. And this one makes its way over. It's Watt's first score. In fact, the free taking duties might actually be being swapped between Watt and Feeney out on that far sideline. Cashel looking again out to that far sideline once more. Who gets a hand on it? Broken down again for Niamh Cullum. So they're getting a lot of joy off this Cullville kick out, most of which have went long so far inside the opening 15 minutes of this first half. They might think about adopting a short kick out going forward, or they might stick to their guns and hope that it comes good for them throughout the course of the match. But for the time being, Niamh Cullum are the ones getting all the joy off it. And they find themselves back in possession once more in the hands of Jaden Watt. Play now switched to that far side. Watt's going to go in support, but instead ball switched back out to Feeney. He has a bit of space, has a bit of time. Goes past 2-3 Cullville men. He's good run here from Feeney, trying to go past two more. Stopped in his tracks this time though. Good defending in there by the number 8 Owen Duffy, but a foul conceded in the end. And Niamh Cullum's hard work and hard running going to earn them a free in. And Watt again with the ball in his hands. There is a good bit of wind. Well, there is a wind to talk about, so to speak, here in the box of the athletic grounds. I'd say Niamh Cullum, if anything, are kicking into it here this evening. It's not blowing a gale, but it's certainly not calm. And the free taking duties were laid off in the end to Jonah Feeney, who hit that one from the ground. The number 15 with his first score of the evening. And that's now 5 points to no score here. 5 of the 6 Niamh Cullum forwards find themselves on the score sheet early, so a good distribution of the ball. And Cashel again back out to that far sideline. And again broken down into the hands of Oisín Kelly. Pass back to Watt now in a more central position. Has men out on this right hand side for support. Holds on to it for the time being, then lays it off to Ronan Burns. Now Feeney. Good defensive block there by the number 10 Daniel Agnew, but it falls friendly for Feeney again, and he makes no mistake with the second effort to register his second score. Niamh Cullum had to come through the preliminary round in this championship. They had a 2-15-1-7 win over Silverbridge before a convincing 4-18 5-point win over Ann Portmore in the quarterfinals, and a 13 points to 5 points win over Cullville in the semi-finals, which sees them in the box at Athletic Grounds here this evening. And now 6 points to the good. Cullville, they got past Ballyhagan 2-13-1-9 in their quarter-final before a 2-goal victory over Madden in the semi-final, 2-10 points. But they've yet to get going here this evening. They'll want to get themselves back on the ball, and this might be an opportunity to do so. Because they haven't really had much possession, and they're going to get a chance to move this ball up. Just an infringement on the sideline there when they were trying to take the sideline. And a couple extra yards given there for free. So now Daniel Agnew out towards Dylan Hoy, and a bit of space on this left hand side, just crosses over the 45. That's the man closest to him. I believe that's Aaron Hughes. And all the way back out to the captain O'Neill. Now Duffy trying to shimmy past his man Jaden Watt, and he's done well here as Duffy continues on a strong run all the way through the Naomh Column defence. Owen Duffy, and a low and strong finish into the back of the Naomh Column net there by Owen Duffy. What a fantastic run that was. A real statement of intent that he was going to put the team on his back there and get them back into this game. That's a huge score, an important score for Cullville here. It's now 6 points to a goal and no points, so only 3 between the sides. As Fox gets the kick out away, but Cullville, perhaps this is their chance of a bit of a purple patch as they win possession back from the kick out. A pass in behind now to Daniel Agnew, looking 2 scores in as many seconds. Pass to the inside, and another goal immediately after. Dylan Hoy this time, and this game is level. Naomh Column have seen their 6-point advantage wiped out inside a minute here in the athletic grounds. A goal from Owen Duffy and a goal from Dylan Hoy. And this game is all tied up now as we approach the 19-minute mark. And this could be a big kick out now, depending on who wins it. Next score vital. It's in Naomh Column hands, but there was a push in the back there, so Cullville going to get the ball back again. Aaron Garvey with the solo and go. Out towards that far sideline, twisting and turning, looking for a man and a bit of support. And here is the first goal scorer, Owen Duffy, directing traffic ahead of him. Duffy, just like he did first time, driving through that Naomh Column defence. Works back out and round on a shot now from just inside the arc. It falls wide, but the advantage was being played. So it's going to be a Cullville free in. So a minute and a half of brilliance there from Cullville. Owen Duffy leading the charge. A strong, demanding run all the way through the Naomh Column defence. He got the first goal, and then the turnover come off the kick out, and Dylan Hoy was able to capitalise. And now they have a chance of a free to take the lead here, and it's going to be Duffy to take it. With his left foot, he sends it on its way. And the white flag is raised. So Owen Duffy with 1-1 this evening. And now Cullville, for the first time in this game, take the lead. And Fox, for the first time, is going to have to kick out with his team being behind. That's a good, strong kick right up towards the midfield area, and it's broken favourably this time for the men in green as Ronan Burns plays the ball forward into the forward line. It was open there. A pass from Aaron Rafferty was in the direction of Warren Scully, and he had nobody in front of him if he had got his hands on it. But instead, Cullville defend it well and go back the other direction now with Daniel Agnew. Cuts back to a more central position, looking for some support, and he finds it in the form of Hughes, who has Farrell outside of him. Now the second goal scorer, Hoy, back inside to Joe O'Neill. Now the captain, Pádraig O'Neill. This will be a huge score from distance. It's from outside the 45. It's not going to make it there, but it's going to drop in short. Dylan Agnew nearly had a hand on it. Owen Duffy perhaps feeling a bit of confidence after the 1-1 he's got inside the last few minutes. But to be fair, that was a bit of a speculative effort. Fox's kick out. That's going to find Ronan Burns. Well claimed catch in the midfield area. To the inside, Jaden Watt. Crossfield ball directly into the hands there of Jonah Feeney, the man with 2 points here this evening. Back to Watt. He himself has 1. And Feeney gets it again. Now to Tom Fox, just guides it in off the bounce. And now he has a man free in behind. It's Scully. Oren Scully with a chance of a goal here, and he finds the back of the net. That's a well-worked team goal there by Naomh Column. Oren Scully with a convincing finish there into the net of TJ Cashel and Cullville. And that puts them back 2 points to the good here, 1-6 to 2-1. Niamh Collum back, winning the kick out of Cullville once more. Dara Hughes has Ronan Burns on the overlap on this right-hand side. That's the man in possession now as he looks to cut back to the inside and perhaps for options, but instead goes with the left foot. That's a fantastic score. In fact, no, it drops short. It's helped over the bar in the end. Ronan Burns with his first score of the evening. It looked for all intensive purposes like it was going well over, but dropped short, and Cashel had to help it over. That's now all 6 of the Niamh Collum forwards on the scoreboard here this evening. As Ronan Burns sees his side move out to a 3-point lead. Cullville though not going quietly, and a foul on that far sideline there by Scully, who I think was trying to prevent, I think it's his opposite number, Owen Duffy, from getting up and moving the ball quickly. Garvey. Farrell just ahead of him, and now he gets the possession. Garvey's continued his run to the inside, but the Niamh Collum defence has gobbled him up there and forced the turnover. Fox forced to go back ways, but Niamh Collum hold on to possession, perhaps not for too long, although a foul was committed there by Josh King. Oliver Harty blows his whistle. Conor Convey. Dara Hughes back now to Dara Jordan in the midfield. He was looking back towards his defence for an outlet there, but instead goes back to Hughes on this right hand side, and his hand pass now inside to Watt. Hughes continues his run and he gets it back again. The cornerback Conor Convey is up in support in this attack, but it's Watt who's in possession. 3 Cullville defenders surround him though. Convey now is the link man to Dara Jordan, as Watt gets it back again and all the way back out to Convey once more, and he lays it off to Aaron Rafferty just in front of him. Might think of a shot with the outside of his left boot, but he cuts across it just too much. And at the end of a long spell of possession, the ball ends up wide and to the left. And with just over 4.5 minutes to go here of normal time, plus any added time that might be played. Cashel goes out to that far side again, and this one, another breaking ball, won by Niamh Collum. It's not clear who's in possession yet. In fact, it's been bundled out over that far sideline, and it's going to be a Cullville ball. So we enter in now to the last 4 minutes of the first half, a half that's flown by quite quickly. We've seen Niamh Collum race out to a 6-point lead before 2 quick Cullville goals from Owen Duffy and Dylan Hoy. And here is Hoy on the ball. He sends this effort high and into the air and over the bar. And that's him now with 1-1 on the evening. And now just 2 between the sides, 1-7 to 2-2. Fox gonna try the far side this time. He's come towards us most of the evening, but instead goes out towards the stand side. And a pass by Ocean Kelly in towards the forward line, and Aaron Rafferty out in front of his man, but pulled down there as he was trying to gain possession. I think that's the number 3, Dara Waters, who put that challenge in. And we'll wait and see if he's going to find himself in the referee's notebook here just before half time. So this perhaps will be factored into any additional time played here this evening. Rafferty takes the short option to the man closest to him. Here's Jaden Watt, thought about pulling the trigger, but instead has to get rid of it. Back to Rafferty. And that splits the uprights, and it's Aaron Rafferty's second score here of the evening. So now a 3-point lead for Naomh Column. Won 8 to 2-2. Kick out long and out the far side. Good commanding punch there by Joe O'Neill, who managed to break the ball down, but instead of his team getting possession, it's out the far sideline, and it's a Naomh Column ball. Cullville just not having much joy off their own kickouts here this evening. We're going to have 3 additional minutes at the end of this first half. Ball by Ronan Burns in towards the forward line, and for Aaron Rafferty, chase going up against Dara Waters. Rafferty with a bit of pace though to get back in front of Waters, lays the ball off to the inside. It was Dara Hughes who was coming off the shoulder and would have had a clear chance at goal. But again, well defended by the men in blue here this evening. Cullville, who despite their slow start find themselves very much in this game, and what has been a great half of football here in this minor final, Division 2 minor final in the Boxwood Athletic Grounds, live on Armagh TV. And Garvey now carries the ball out towards that far side. And inside to the captain O'Neill. Worked well through the hands, and Cullville, as we approach the last 20 seconds of normal time with 3 additional minutes to play. Will they look to keep the ball, or will they look to get a score on board? As a high challenge comes in there. I just can't see the number from here, but this is going to be a speaking to at the very least for Oisin Kelly. But no card brandished. And the ball now in the hands of Owen Duffy from outside the arc. So the 3 down, this would put 1 between them, would be a huge score from Duffy. But it ends up wide to the left. So the score remains 1-8 to 2-2. Fox's kick out comes towards Frank Conway on this near sideline. He does well to take it in under his control, but he's thrown that away there with that hand pass, and now to Dylan Hoy. Has his head up, was looking for a runner on the inside, but there wasn't any, so he's forced all the way back out to Owen Duffy, who holds on to possession as he crosses over the 45, going up against his opposite number, Owen Scully. Duffy against Scully, the ball led off now and back out to the Cullville captain, who reverses course, goes back towards that far sideline. Duffy once more back down the line to O'Neill once more. Duffy continues his run in towards the shadow of the goalpost there and in towards the square, but the ball reversed back out, and Shane Conley, first time his name's being called here this evening. Garvey does well to get away from his man and drives a low attempted shot in there towards the goals, but it bounces comfortably for the Naomh Column defence, and they're going to come away with it and perhaps get a chance at the last possession here of this first half. A pass by Tom Fox up this right hand side to Ronan Burns. Now to the inside, and the number 6, Cohen McElmeal, the Naomh Column captain. Feeney. Back out to McElmeal once more. Or sorry, I believe that's Kelly. This is McElmeal now. Scully to Fox off the shoulder. In a more central position, has a man free on that opposite side of the field, but instead lays it off to Dara Jordan. And it seems very much now like Naomh Column are going to try see this through for the next 30 seconds and try get a score off before the half-time whistle. They lead by 3 points, 1-8 to 2-2. Jaden Watt. Now a pass for Aaron Rafferty to chase, but intercepted well there by Armagh-gaa in the Cullville defence. And with just 10 seconds of the added 3 left, are Cullville going to get a chance to go on the attack themselves? The South Armagh men now progressing up the field with Dylan Hoy to the inside. Great storm and run there by Joe O'Neill, has support ahead of him, Ronan Farrell being one of them. He goes up for the ball and comes down with it, but a forced dispossession there and a turnover, and the last action of the first half there by the Naomh Column defence sees us go into the break here with the amalgamation side of Grange and Mahery 3 points to the good here. They got off to the far better start. 6 points they raced out to before 2 quick Cullville goals, one from Owen Duffy and one from Dylan Hoy, seeing the game levelled. And now we're going to step away, take a quick break here on Armagh TV. We'll be back with second half action from the Boxwood Athletic Ground. Just Naomh Column 1-8, Cullville 2-2. Welcome back to Armagh TV live in the Boxed Athletic Grounds. We're getting ready for second half action here of the minor Division 2 Championship final between Cullville and Naomh Column. It's Naomh Column with a 3-point lead here as we resume action in the second half, 1-8 to 2-2. As we mentioned at the end of that first half, they get off to a flying start. They were 6 points to no score ahead before two quick Cullville goals levelled the game up, and it's been fairly evenly matched since. Naomh Column getting a lot of joy off the Cullville kick out in that first half. We'll see if there's been any sort of tactical change to that, but we're back underway. Oliver Harty throws the ball in, and it's an early win for Cullville, and the ball's now in the hands of their captain, Padraig O'Neill. And now one of those goal scorers, Owen Duffy. He has 1-1 in total as he lays it back to O'Neill. Perhaps just looking to take the sting out of the game early in the second half. A nice comfortable spell of possession to get them bedded back into this game. As I said, 3 points down. Hughes plays it back out to O'Neill once more, who spreads it out to this right hand side, and Josh King now does well to get past his man in a bit of space as Josh King lays it off the shoulder to Shane Connolly, back out to O'Neill. Connolly gets it back again, has a man to the inside, instead spreads the play back out to space and back out to Duffy once more. Connolly showing inside for support, but instead it's the man off the shoulder who storms through the challenge. Aaron Garvey it is, and he spills the ball, and well, he's been fouled, so he's going to get a free in. We're just waiting on the referee's whistle there. And I think just from our vantage point here that that's going to be from 2-point range. So Josh King from a fairly central position. Going with his left foot. He has the distance, but he doesn't have the accuracy. So the score remains as is after just shy of 2 minutes of play here. And we'll see now the first Nathan Fox kick out of this second half. It's a long kick out in a more central position, but straight into Cullville hands, so perhaps might be a tale of two halves here in terms of the kickouts. Garvey back in possession. Now towards Josh King, who's in possession. Goes past his man just like he did the last time. That's a couple of times he's got the better of Burns there, just throwing that little shoulder dummy and skipping past, but it comes to nothing, and they're forced to work the ball back out and round. Shane Connolly to O'Neill, and now a bit of space opens up on that left hand side. Hughes off to Duffy. Going up against Orange Scully, the Naomh Column midfielder. And now the ball all the way back to Aaron Agnew. Connolly forward to Garvey. Changes direction, comes back out to this right hand side. Well, it was going to be a 1-2 exchange there with Connolly, but they didn't quite get the connection as cleanly as they want. The Naomh Column will force the turnover, and they're going with a long first time ball up in the direction of Aaron Rafferty, but it's broken favourably here instead for Tyg Feeney, who wastes no time in getting the shot away. And that's an excellent score there by Tyg Feeney, his second of the evening. That's now a 4-point lead for Naomh Column. And we'll see now if there is any change of tact in the Cashel kick out. He doesn't get a hold of all this one, so we'll wait and see for the next one. But it falls favourably for Cullville, and they remain in possession, so they'll not mind. Josh King now with a man to the inside, that's Farrell. But King holds on to it. And a dangerous crossfield ball intercepted well there. I believe that's Cohen McElmeal, the Naomh Column captain. And we're going to see the Cullville captain perhaps go in the book here, Patrick O'Neill, as McElmeal stays on the floor after that challenge. He was the one that won the ball, forced the turnover, got the interception, and it is indeed a yellow card for the Cullville captain here this evening. A reminder, referee this evening is Oliver Harty from the Baleeks Club. His officials are Conal McGinnity from Derrynouth, Roisin Weathers from St Peters, and Dahi O'Brien from Thomas Davis. So they're the ones keeping everything in check and in order here this evening. As Harty blows the whistle to get play back underway. The ball's going to bounce awkwardly here by the pass in by Feeney. Rafferty is the one who collects it on the end. Back out towards Tig Feeney this time. He's forced to come all the way back out to Ronan Burns. This is a shot from a tight angle as he was being blocked down, but that's going to go wide and to the left. So Jonah Feeney wasting no time there. And kick out directly up the middle, broken down. Dara Jordan forces it backwards. Pass by Jaden Watt in towards the forward line again as Rafferty turns to face goal. He's done well to get that in under his control, and he was fouled as he was turning to face goal and get the shot away, but the whistle was blown. It's going to be a free in. I think that effort actually went over the bar as he was playing on. And it looks to be Jaden Watt who will be the man to take this free kick. Looking for his second score of the evening. And we have the perfect angle of it here from our commentary position. And he starts it online and it finds its way over the bar. Jaden Watt has his second score of the evening, and that's now 4 of the Nave column forwards who have 2 scores this evening. Jaden Watt, Tig Feeney, Aaron Rafferty and Jonah Feeney. Dara Hughes and Ronan Burns both have 1 apiece. So the score is now 112 to 2-2. 7 points between the sides. Cashel going with his right foot this time, showing his ambidexterity with his feet. But it's back into the hands of Scully, who gets another shot away and straight over the black spot. Oran Scully with 2 consecutive scores there, moves his personal tally to 1-2. Neve Collins score on the evening to 113. Oh, his kick out falls straight directly to Rafferty, who's going to punish that mistake. Aaron Rafferty. Well, he was in the right place at the right time as the kick out came his direction. And Aaron Rafferty now with a personal tally of 1-3 on the evening. And now 11 points between the sides. Push in the back there though, Cullville's going to get the ball back. Strong run here by Owen Duffy, who earns his foul and takes the solo and go option. Looking to Cullville immediately back on the scoreboard here themselves. Trying not to fall too far behind. A shot from distance there. It actually hit the Naomh Column captain. I'm not sure he knew too much about it, but the ball ends up wide and it's going to be a Naomh Column ball. So an 11-point lead now for Naomh Column, but this kick out immediately turned over. A chance for Cullville to go straight back on the attack. This is Aaron Garvey with pace driving down, going to get a chance to goal here himself, and that finds its way into the back of the net. Aaron Garvey's first score of the evening is a green flag, and now it's back to an 8-point gap, 2-13 to 3-2. Plenty of goals here on Armagh TV this evening. Fox's kick out towards this near sideline, broken down by Alton Farrell, but it's Ronan Burns who gets himself in possession. A man to the inside, Oren Scully carries it into the challenge, manages to twist and turn out of it as the ball spills out of his hands. Jonah Feeney back to the inside, Burns then to Scully, now to Michael Meal, Jaden Watt, Michael Meal once more, and Feeney again. Feeney with a strong run carries it inside the arc, going to let a shot go. And he raises a white flag. That's Feeney's third score of the evening. Back now to a 12-point gap, 2-14. Sorry, a 9-point gap. 9-point gap, 2-14 to 3-2. Well won there by Daniel Agnew. He had his hands on the kick out initially and managed to wrestle possession away from Naomh Column and earns himself a free and Cullville a free. Owen Duffy to Josh King. Here's Josh King in a bit of space. Carries it through the challenge, looking to get a shot away with his left foot. It's high and into the sky. It's being tracked by the goalkeeper, but that one's wide of the far post. Let's see if Fox chooses to go long again, and he does. He carries over everybody, and it's going to break here for Owen Duffy. He's been fouled by Oren Scully. Duffy with a solo and go. Carries it into another challenge, wins himself another free. And Feeney puts in another challenge immediately, so that's almost 2 or 3 there in quick succession. It's going to be a yellow card for Jonah Feeney. Here's Garvey. Now Owen Duffy trying to direct traffic, and he's just overcarried it that one step too many as he was trying to get directions off the ball. Niamh Collum kick it straight back to Cullville. Aaron Rafferty foul there on Daniel Agnew. Gets play back underway. Almost halfway through this second half here. 2:14 to 3-2 the score. Josh King. You can see Joe O'Neill sitting right in underneath the crossbar there, perhaps waiting on a long ball to come in. Alton Farrell squeezes a pass through to King. Twists and turns, looking to get it back on his left foot. He was just looking there towards Daniel Agnew, who'd checked his run at the wrong time, but fortunately they had an advantage and a free in. And Garvey going to place this ball. So from 2-point range, Aaron Garvey, this looks good from this distance. It's just tailed wide to the right there at the last second. Fox's kick out comes back to this near sideline. Fielded well there by Tadhg Feeney, and he has a man on the outside, Ronan Burns. Going to Cullville with pace, cuts back in onto his right foot, starts it outside the right post. Is it going to curl back in? It looks like it is. It's a 1-point score, but it's a fantastic 1-point score there by Ronan Burns. That brings his tally this evening to 2. Niamh Collum's to 2:15. And now 10 points between the sides as we have under 14 minutes to play here. Kick out finds O'Neill well there by Cashel. Duffy driving over the 45, now over midfield. Into the Niamh Collum half of the field. Duffy back to the inside. Now he's going to spread the play out towards Ronan Farrell. Down the line towards Daniel Agnew. King with a dummy. Duffy once more. And he's just going to put the ball in the mixer and see if he can make something happen. It's going to break down here for Joe O'Neill. Walks back out and round, and a chance of a shot here and perhaps a score. And it is indeed Aaron Hughes with his first of the evening. So we go back to the kick out of Fox. Ball breaks down, 2 men going forward. It's Feeney and it's Agnew. Feeney's the one who comes away with it though. Tadhg Feeney for Niamh Collum. Forced to go back the ways to Conor Convey. And now work through the fullback Conor Rafferty and out to the captain Cohen McElmeal. Jaden Watt coming back inside his own 45 to get himself in possession as McElmeal wrestles through a challenge. Feeney now with pace driving at the Cullville defence. Shot from 2-point range. He's got all of it. Has he got the accuracy? Yes, he has. The 2 hands are raised. The orange flag is going to go up. And a 2-point score for Jonah Feeney. Moves him to 5 points on the night. And we're going to see a change here for Niamh Collum. Number 13, Dara Hughes, has had his evening brought to an end. And the number 22, Shea Judge, is on in his place. So 22 for 13. As Cullville back in possession, are chasing this game. They've got just over 10 minutes to rescue something from it. 2:17 to 3-3. O'Neill, the run off the shoulder as Garvey already has one goal this evening, looking to add a point onto that, but that just tails wide at the last second. So 11 points the difference here between the sides. Fox drives his kick out long, all the way up the midfield, broken down though favourably for Cullville and for Josh King. Dylan Hoy, 1-1 to his name this evening. Now O'Neill, hand pass over the top for Josh King to chase. Worked back through the hands, O'Neill back to King again and all the way out to that far sideline. This is the number 15, Hoy. Driving down on goal, he went for goal, he tried to keep it low, but a good defensive block in there by Naomh Colm. And now they're breaking out with their keeper, Nathan Fox, who lays it off. Scully all the way up to watch his volleyball style down into Ronan Burns. That's a brilliant passage of play as Burns going to go soccer style. He's going to take a shot from distance. That's comfortable enough for Cashel in the end, but that would have been some goal there from Naomh Colm. And a dangerous hand pass back across his own defensive front. But Owen Duffy was able to hold on to it well despite the challenges of Jaden Watt. And now Cullville going back the other direction. Aaron Hughes to Joe O'Neill. I think there's a breach here that hasn't been spotted. Naomh Colm didn't have an extra man forward. They only had two forward, but Shea Judge has managed to sneak back without being noticed by the officials. Instead, our attention remains up front and with Daniel Agnew. Owen Scully finds his midfield teammate Dara Jordan in a pocket of space, who then led it off to Tyg Feeney. Just under 8 minutes to go here in the Boxwood Athletic Grounds in this Division 2 minor final. No whistle yet from the referee as play continues, and Cullville have forced the turnover. Now there's going to be a whistle. And a card for, I think it's the number 12, Ronan Burns. It is indeed. Oh, it's a red card. It's a red card here for Ronan Burns. And Naomh Colm reduced to 14 men. So that might open this game up now inside the last 7 or so minutes of normal time. Owen Duffy from distance going to put a ball in towards O'Neill on the inside. He does well to get a handle it. Has he got himself in possession? Yes, he has chance of a goal. And it goes right across the face of goal and wide. Cullville nearly struck instantly after the red card. But Naomh Colm escape. Still 11 between the sides. Fox out to this near sideline, broken down back into Cullville hands. Perhaps a little bit of space is going to open up for them here. Shane Conley, strong driving run, but good defensive effort there by Owen Scully, and he's dispossessed Conley, but it's going to be a 45. Josh King takes it quickly, goes to his captain O'Neill. King gets it back. This will be a 2-point score if it goes. It's going to fall wide left though. But you can see the intent behind it there. 45, of course, only worth 1 point. Fox doesn't get all of that, and a chance for Cullville to capitalise immediately. Dylan Hoy, the man driving down on goal. He's got 1-1 to his name this evening, looking at another goal onto it, and he rattles the back of the net. It's Hoy's second goal. Cullville immediately taking advantage of the extra man here following Ronan Burns' dismissal. Cullville have now scored 4 goals this evening. So 8 points between the sides. Great fielding there though by Niamh Collum. And now Orange Scully driving through, has Amandalas outside with a bit of support, but instead goes for the shot himself. It was deflected down, and a good hand there by TJ Cashel to keep it from going into the net, but it's going to be a point for Scully nonetheless. 1-3 for himself now this evening. Important kick out here by Cashel, who does well to get it away. Won well though by Jaden Watt. Feeney now. Watts continued his run into space, but Feeney holds on to possession, forced to go all the way back out to McElmeal, who's being chased down there by Aaron Hughes. McElmeal done well to move the ball on. Cullville nearly forcing a turnover of their own here. Tom Fox. Watt. Scully. Cullville applying the pressure here, trying to get the ball back in their hands. They have the man advantage, but they're down on the scoreboard here. They need to get the ball back in their hands to make something work, as the ball doesn't stick first time for Aaron Rafferty, but he does well to get it in under his control. Turner's man going to have a shot at goal here. And he has split the uprights from a tight angle there. Aaron Rafferty gets his 4th point of the evening, and a good one it was too. Broken down into Cullville hands. Foul on O'Neill, and the ball wasn't immediately handed back. A shot from distance here from Duffy. That's a 2-point score. So he now has 1-3 this evening. Two additional minutes to be played here. We've 28 played by the scoreboard. So 4 minutes left in this game. Broken down into the hands of McElmeal. Niamh Collum looking to make this comfortable in the last few minutes, but Cullville won't let that happen too easy. Watt from 2-point range. It's going to hang in the air though. Who's going to be underneath it? Judge perhaps falls for Rafferty. Fisted score instead. Aaron Rafferty with his 5th point. 1-5 on the evening. So number 17, Damard Boyle, is on for number 14, Aaron Agnew here for Cullville. Cashel finds Shea Lennon in a pocket of space. Duffy takes his foul. Takes the solo and go and gets play back underway. So we approach the 30-minute mark here. We're inside the last minute of normal time. Owen Duffy throwing a ball to the inside, trying to make something happen. It comes off the hands of Daniel Agnew. Back out Joe O'Neill now in possession, twisting and turning, trying to get away from, I believe that's McElmeal down in there defending. And Owen Scully Oran Scully forward to Judge, who throws a bit of a soccer style dummy and now tries to bend his back, can't quite get it under his control, but has Scully inside for support. Judge gets the ball back up into his hands. Aaron Rafferty from a super tight angle. What a score that will be, but an early call from the umpire says that one has gone wide and to the left. Kick out up the middle finds Daniel Agnew. 2:20 to 4-5. Quite the night of scoring here in the Boxit Athletic Grounds, live on Armagh TV, live across the armagh-gaa social media pages. Nine points between the sides. Daniel Agnew continues his run as he's being fouled, and he's earned himself a free in. Dylan Hoy, well, he has 2-1 to his name this evening, but he elects to pass it back to his captain O'Neill, who's just going to throw one in. It was breaking favourably there for Cullville until one of their own players got in their way, but they've earned a free in. King looking to take the solo and go, but he was impeded upon there. There was a clean catch available for Cullville in there at one stage, but just desperation stages, everybody trying to get a hand on the ball, everybody trying to flick it goalward. They're going to need close to a miracle here this evening if they're to come away with some silverware. Nave Column have 6 defenders plus the goalkeeper on the line. They have a further 4 defenders between the ball and the net. And they have a squad of about 15 supporters making a racket behind the goal, trying to put off Duffy. And that effort ends up wide of the uprights. So Duffy not adding to his tally here at the moment. A goal, a 2-pointer and a point, 1-3 in total. And we're going to get another substitution here right at the very end of this game. I think it was Nave Column who made the switch. Fox's kick out goes long, just waiting on the numbers going up on the far side as Judge goes soccer style again. That's a couple of times now in the last few minutes he's tried that. Number 19 is on. Killian Slater's on for Tadhg Feeney. To Cullville's credit, they have not give up here this evening despite things not going their way on the scoreboard. They have fought right to the very end here with 32.5 minutes played. 2.5 of the 3 added minutes played. Another ball towards the inside, a chance maybe to get another late goal. It breaks here. Joe O'Neill, he passes it off one more time. Defensive block there. Great stop there by Tom Fox. And there is the full-time whistle in the end. A great performance by Nave Column. A valiant effort in that second half by Cullville to try and get something from this game, but a strong start by Nave Column. Cullville did come back and kept it close at half-time. But the amalgamation of Grange and Mahary proved too strong here in the end, and they are the 2025 Minor Division 2 champions here in the Boxit Athletic Grounds. We're going to step away. We'll keep on for the trophy presentation. But I just want to say thanks to Sean on the camera work here this evening. Thanks to Kevin for keeping everything up and running. And for you for joining us as well. Full time here at Nave Column 2:20, Cullville 4-5.
Ogre, could Maeve Cullen make the way to the top of the steps of the presentation, please?